So, Mr. John Cashman, ambassador for Irish whiskey, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Good. So, we are very, very happy to have you here at the Quebec Whiskey Club. Is it your first time in the area?
It's my first time in Quebec, yeah. I get to be here for all of approximately 24 hours.
Wow. That's in and out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have a couple of questions for you.
No problem.
So, this year, we've seen a lot of more and more older whiskey, 50 years old, 60 years old. A lot of people in Ireland saying that they've been doing whiskey longer than the Scottish. But the oldest whiskey on the market right now, the Irish whiskey, is 21 years old. Mm-hmm. Why is that?
Well, there's a few reasons for that. Firstly, the Irish industry suffered a lot at the turn of the 20th century. We went from a situation from 27 distilleries in the early 1900s to 2 distilleries in the 1980s. So a lot of distilleries just absolutely disappeared. There are a lot of very old Irish whiskies with collectors all over the world. It's just because there are so few, they never really come to market, so you never really see anything about them. The surviving distilleries in Ireland really were Bushmills and Middleton, when Middleton started in the 1970s. So I would expect when some of those reach an anniversary, you'll see some old bottlings again.
Like what?
Well, I mean, Middleton will probably be coming up to celebrate its 40th anniversary soon. If not, it's past it already. They might have something like that. I know for us, I mean, we talk about a 20-year-old on the market. At home, I have a 64-year-old Kilbeggan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we can never release it because it fell below 40% alcohol.
Oh, I see.
So it can't be legally called a whiskey. So I think that kind of has a lot to do with it. The Irish climate is slightly warmer than in Scotland and in a lot of other, only marginally, but the evaporation really takes effect. So I think anything over 25 to 30 years, you're losing a lot of volume and alcohol strength. So although liquid might be there, it could be below 40% and hence you can't release it as a whiskey. But later on this year I hope to be releasing a 23-year-old Connemara later on this year. So as we get older, as our whiskies physically get older, we'll release them. And you have to remember, the whiskey maturation process is like a seesaw. Whiskey will get better and better and better, and then all of a sudden hits a point and it goes into decline. We haven't hit that point yet, and our 22, 23-year-old liquid is still phenomenal. So hopefully, who knows, maybe next year we might have reached that point. We haven't yet. So, you know, it's very seldom you're going to get something over 25 years that's really any good, I have to say.
Talking about new stuff, you talk about the Connemara. Is there anything like in Kilbeggan, in Grenoir, or anything like that coming up?
Yeah, we have a lot of Kilbeggan whiskey, some of the whiskies that we've made in the new boutique distillery maturing at the moment. So we have some unusual whiskies. We're going to have some pure pot stills, i.e. single pot still malted, unmalted barley. We hope to have some, well we do have, because we've made them, some 1840 recipes, so from the 1840s, so that's malted barley, unmalted barley and oats. We're going to have some rye blends as well. So we're constantly playing around with different things. These are just maturing at the moment. They will see the light of day some stage. When? Well, we'll decide when they're ready.
Okay. I have a question about the tradition of poutine.
Poutine, yeah.
Poutine, sorry.
Yeah.
You're not poutine.
No, poutine, that's slightly different. I might have some poutine later on.
Yes, you know about that meal.
Yeah.
Do you know if any people close to you actually traditionally use this?
Oh yeah, it's very common.
Very common?
Poutine is still very common. It'd be difficult to find someone to admit that they're making it, but you'll always find some liquid somewhere. Now, you can legally make poutine. We've made legal poutine under, it's the only whiskey or only spirit we've ever released under the Cooley name. We made some Cooley poutine, but our poutine was a single malt poutine, so it was made from malted barley. Traditional poutine in Ireland could be made from anything that you can ferment essentially. So potato skins, potatoes, corn, barley, whatever you had. I know where I grew up in the Wicklow Mountains, which is about 30 miles in the mountains, there were some farmers making poutine because I tried it growing up. And,
Any good?
No, I'll be honest, no. Stuff I've ever tried has been absolutely terrible.
Okay, but cheap.
Yeah, you need to know somebody to get it. I heard of really good poutine being made, maybe up in Donegal or in the far west of Ireland, but I've never tasted really good stuff apart from the stuff we've made ourselves, which is obviously made by an award-winning distillery, so you know it's going to be good. But poutine is it's basically unaged whiskey. And that's how it started off, and it means
like new make.
Yeah, it's essentially new make or white dog or whatever word they want to use in the US about it. But in Ireland, see, poutine refers to small pot. Poutine, little pot, and that's what they were, because they were just small little tiny pot stills, like literally that big, you know, and you just make the poutine. They were so small that they could be hidden if the police came, and that's the thing. So there's a law that you can't have a pot still under a certain size to try to stop people from making poutine, but it hasn't stopped it. There's still poutine made all over Ireland.
Okay, well, thank you very much. It's a piece of history. Super. Thank you, and welcome again to Quebec, and anytime to the Quebec Whisky Club.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.